Hello, Leo. Elsie here to do a reading for you. How are you, my fire family? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you. Look, Leo, I'm here to give you a 9-card read. Let's find out what's going on for you, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs, which means this is not a reading just for the sun signs, right? It's for all those other signs as well. If you have a Leo placement in any of those signs, this could be for you. This is a general reading. It may not resonate with you. And that's just how general readings go, right? We're not all at the same place at the same time. Leo, thank you so much for clicking here. And if you would like to stay, I hope you will subscribe. And thank you for the thumbs up. It does help the algorithm feed more Leo people back to us. It grows the tribe. If you're interested in the end of the reading, if you're interested in a private read or in finding the extended, I'll talk about that as well. Let's get into your 9-card read here. Tell me about Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter for the fire family. Tell me about Leo. Leo, we have the Ace of Wands energy. We start off with fire energy. You're at the starting gate, waiting for the horn to sound or waiting for the gun to be shot. We've got the Hierophant here. And we've got the Three of Swords. I'm going to say that it's a bit of a warning that if you move too fast without having enough facts, enough details, enough stability, without standing on business, you could be disappointed at the result of something here. We could be talking about a job. The Hierophant is corporation, but is also stability, is also the person who is never going to veer from the path. You are a fixed sign, so is Taurus. And so it feels like if you move too quickly, that you could be disappointed with the outcome. So I'm going to say, please stay stable, sturdy. Don't make any decisions quickly. I know you're going to want to. You might even be somebody who is a fire sign with an earth sign, rising or moon or Venus or Jupiter. I'm just saying, it just feels like here that somebody is pretty sure of themselves, pretty confident, but I'm going to say make sure you have all the details before you make some sort of decision here. Tell me more about Leo. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, because I think you have a lot riding on this. This could be something to do with something going on in your pentacle world. So I think that you're about to make an investment. I don't think you've done it yet, because I think that with the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse tells me I haven't yet decided if I'm making a full investment, and I don't want to move too quickly. It is exciting, but I also need to be responsible with my money, my time, my effort, or my energy. We've got the Queen of Cups. And we have the Judgment card. Oh, very interesting. Judgment card coming up under the Three of Swords. It almost feels like you don't want to make a decision. I'm going to say that the Hierophant takes on a bit of a different feeling once I put the Judgment card down, and that it's cornered here with the Three of Swords. It feels like the feeling now is like, I don't want to make a decision that's going to be heartbreaking. I can't move forward quickly. I don't know if I want to invest in something that is very deeply emotional or is very connected to my emotions. It feels like that you are, look, you could be somebody who's already in a relationship, and maybe you're deciding, maybe this Judgment card is deciding the commitment, right? Judgment tells me this: what goes around comes around. It also tells me that whatever's meant for you will never pass you by, but it also tells me that there is a situation here that keeps showing up. It keeps showing up and staring you in the face and saying, are you ready to make this decision yet? Because I feel like whatever's ready for you, like whatever's meant for you will never pass you by. And I do believe it'll keep showing up over and over and over again until you learn the lesson. So I feel like maybe you've been in the stubborn energy of the Hierophant saying, nope, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to move. I don't want to move too quickly. Feels like somebody here is not really sure if they want to invest in something that's very deeply emotional to them. But I feel like the Judgment card is telling me because you'll have to resurrect something. You might have to go back on your word, which is something Taurus would never do, which is something Leo would never do, Scorpio, Aquarius. You move slowly towards a goal because you don't want to have to do the cha-cha and backtrack. So I think that's why you're standing here saying, I'm not ready to make the decision, because it has something possibly to do with the heart space. So this could be something that's deeply emotional to you, could have to do with family. This Queen of Cups to me, I see as mother. And then when I see the Hierophant, it's like solid family vibes is what it's giving me here. We have the Moon energy. It's not lending you any not lending you any breakthrough energy, is it? It's not letting you off the hook here. The Moon energy tells me that you are assuming something. Things are not as they seem. I feel like you're in this very stubborn energy. If I don't see it, it's not happening. I got to see it to believe it. And I feel like this Moon energy is a bit of an illusion. Tell me more about the Moon energy. We've got the Five of Wands. So the illusion is that I got to fight for it. Or that there's a lot of competition for love or for emotion or for the Queen of Cups. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy. Virgo is here. Taurus is here. Pisces, Cancer. And we've got the Four of Cups. Is it even worth coming out of my comfort zone for? So I think that you are agonizing, I'm going to say, over some sort of deep commitment, deeply emotional commitment. Look, this could be whether to invest in a lot of money into something. It could be whether or not I leave the old job for the new job. It could be with the Queen of Cups that I cannot and never would abandon because I'm very loyal to my mother. But I think you're fighting your feelings about something. You feel worried about disappointment or having your heart broken or being cheated on. And the Judgment card is here. When the Judgment card shows up, understand that the only decision-making process you have is to whether you will react or respond, but it's showing up regardless. So I think that's something here that you've put on the back burner for a long time because you wanted to avoid the Three of Swords and staying in your comfort zone. I don't think you can avoid it anymore, friend. I think it's coming at you. It's going to be staring you in the face pretty soon. It's something that I feel is something that you are, that whenever it shows up, you stay stoic. You're like, no, I'm not looking at it right now. I don't want to move on this really right now. I don't, because the Ace of Wands is here, but of course the Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse. It's like, I'm not ready to make this investment. We're going to put down 2 cards, find out what's going on underneath the surface that you don't see here. We've got the World card. A decision must be had. Look, I feel like you will make the right decision because this is accomplishment and milestone. It feels like when you finally close this door, you will feel accomplished. You'll feel like you accomplished something here. But the devil has got you second-guessing everything. I want to say that the devil is standing between you and the World card. And it's keeping you at bay. It's doubt. It's fear. It's the ties that bind you. It feels like you are bound to some old thought pattern, or you are bound to repeat an action if you don't close the chapter. You will repeat something here. I feel like with the Judgment being here, I feel like if you don't make the decision, that's the heartbreaking part of it. I think you assume that if you do stand on business, if you remain loyal to your feelings, I feel like it shouldn't be too hard to look at Judgment in the face and make a decision. But I think that you've been stuck in this cycle for a really long time because you're too stubborn to make the decision to move forward here. You don't want to invest. Maybe you don't think that there is enough to invest. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough money, time, effort, energy, whatever it is. Tell me about the Hierophant. We've got the Empress. Oh, there we go. We've got the Nine of Swords. And we've got the Two of Swords. You're worried about making a decision. Because you know when you do, you either have to cut out this or that. A decision between two, maybe two people, maybe two destinations. You know that if you cut out this path, you got to go down the other path. Or if you cut out the other path, this is the only path left. You're having a hard time making a decision. I feel like you are blocked because of worry. I also feel like you're feeling a little bit intimidated, Leo. Whoever you're dealing with is like the Empress. So maybe they could be an Empress. Maybe they're a Taurus or a Libra. They are somebody who is sovereign, though. They are somebody who doesn't really need you. And so I feel like this person is okay on their own. It's not that they don't want you, but I feel like they're okay on their own and they're not chasing. And so that's giving you this place of standing your ground. We could be dealing with a Taurus and a Leo. And that definitely is stand your ground energy. I think you're worried about making a decision. I feel like you're choosing between maybe the Empress and someone else. Maybe you feel loyalty to the Empress. You want to make a decision, but you don't want to move too quickly because you don't want to get your heart broken, and that's what it is. The moon isn't helping you make any decisions, that's for damn sure. Tell me what the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse is, because it feels like there is a worry about making a decision to invest here. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough with the Ace of Pentacles being in the reverse, or you're not ready to begin again. You're not ready to begin something serious and grounded and stable. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. Now, if it's not something romantic, please understand that I feel like the biggest thing here is that you're worried about making a decision because you're worried about making the wrong decision. This could be about money. This could be about an investment. This could be about a big purchase. It feels like the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine. It feels like because the Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse that you don't have the confidence you need, or you don't have enough money, or you don't have enough energy, or you just don't have enough energy to deal with it right now. I feel like you've gone over all the details, but you're still unsure about whether you want to commit to the Ace of Pentacles, because the Ace of Pentacles being in the reverse with the Hierophant tells me you're unsure if you want to commit long term to the job, to the person, to the situation, to the 50-year mortgage. I don't know what it is, but it feels like it's a big investment that's going to have you tangled up in it for a really long time, and you've gone over all the details, and although the opportunity looks good, you're still not sure whether you want to invest. I'm going to say this is 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 pentacles here. It feels like it is something that you know once you make the decision, and this sounds very Leo of you, once you make the decision, you're not going back. So you want to make the decision once, and you don't want to regret the decision. Tell me what else comes up after the Page of Pentacles. Someone might be offering you something meaningful. And then we have the Death card. So I feel like that's the scary part. The scary part is the Death card. You are going to have to change who you are in the 3D. You might have to change. You know, when you get into a relationship, right? It's like, now I'm no longer making unilateral decisions. Now I've got to speak to someone else and get their input. It feels like somebody here is unsure about all of the investment into the commitment, because it's going to change everything. There's going to be a transformation. It's going to close an old part of me. I'm never going to be that person again if I decide to go all in on the Queen of Cups, and it could be something emotional. So I feel like that's where the Five of Wands comes from. I feel like you're really battling your emotions here about whether or not you want to make this decision. But I think that you keep thinking about this, and it won't leave you alone, and it keeps coming back around because the Judgment is here. But you know, if you make the decision and you answer the call, it's going to pull you off track from, I'm going to say, what maybe you had an idea what the next 10 years would be like. And it's going to make you do a detour. And I don't know if you want a detour because you're stubborn. You'd rather stand there screaming at the wall than take the detour. Tell me about the Five of Wands. Maybe you think there's a lot of competition for the Empress, who is the Queen of Cups, by the way. There's a Magician here. got the King of Cups. And we have the King of Wands. Look, this person sees you as someone who's very capable, someone who's full of wisdom, but they also can't read you. They don't know how you feel about, do you really want the job? Do you really want the big purchase? Do you want to invest? Somebody here can't read you. The Magician says that you create your own reality. This is your decision. You create your own reality about, you've got all the resources, you've got all the skills, you've got all the aces up your sleeve. You just have to decide what you want to do from here. The King of Wands is in charge. The King of Wands is inspiring. The King of Wands has wisdom. I feel like the King of Wands is you, and you can go get whatever you want, but you have to be able to attach to your feelings. It feels like someone's detached from their feelings or is battling their emotions. Look, we have the King and the Queen of Cups here. If this is something to do with something romantic, you two are mirroring each other. This person's feeling the same way you do. They're not sure if they want to invest. And I think it's because they can't read you, because you might be the King of Cups. So I feel like somebody here is about to make a decision that they know is going to pull them off track. And I'm going to have to close the chapter of who I was ever. And I'm going to have to emerge as someone new. But I feel like there's an attachment to the old world. It feels like there's an attachment to the old world, to the old cycle. And I feel like you've been in this cycle. I feel like this thing has come up to show you itself over and over again until you choose it. And you keep saying, I'm not ready to choose it. And I think this is the reason. This is the excuse you give. Because I'm in a comfort zone and I don't want to get my heart broken. I don't want to be disappointed. So that's why you've never, I think the devil is like, you can't do it. If this is doubt. This is being unreasonable. You're attached to something else or someone else, or maybe a thought pattern. And that's why you stay in your comfort zone of being in this cycle, so you don't have to make any major changes or shifts. So we have the Knight of Swords. Something is about to be blurted out. Somebody is about to aggressively say something here. And it is to do with the 9 cups. This is alignment. This is happiness. This is, I don't really need external validation, but I just need to make something incredibly clear to you. This is how I feel. 2 of Cups, right? That I do want to deepen this connection with you. And I think that's what freaks you out. Maybe it's not a romantic thing for you. Maybe it is simply that you need to make an investment somewhere and it's a lot of money to put in and you've been thinking about this for years. I feel like you have a lot of doubt because you'll have to shift everything. Everything will shift, and maybe it's a lot of money. It might impact you, and that's why you're scared, because the devil, or the death card is here. And you know it's going to change everything. This opportunity is going to change everything. Let's go into the extended. If you want to be there, please look at the top of the comment section. There is one comment that is always pinned under all of my videos. If you want to be in the extended, then please click on the Read More link. And when you click on Read More, you will see a bunch of links there. First one is for the membership area. If you're interested in the membership area, to see the extendeds, all of the extendeds go into the membership area. You will get 4 for any one sign that you're watching for each month. So if you're interested in that, I also do readings just for the membership. If you're interested in a private read, private reads are open right now and I am caught up. So if you want a reading, now would be a good time. I do have readings that begin at $25 and they go all the way up from there. The $25 reading is something that is very quick, one question, no backstory, but I can get it back to you in 48 hours or less if you're interested in that. And I also do private reads that are live. So if you're interested in a live read, please click on the link to Hypsee to look at all of my packages and my pricing, also my schedule, and you can book with me to have a live call if you're interested in that. And we can talk about whatever you want to talk about, really. And please look at my schedule. If you book ahead, you will get between 5 and 75% off your call, even if you are a returning client. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I'm going to be in the extended. See you there if you're there. And if not, that's cool. I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care. Bye-bye.